Today on r/askReddit, when did the popular kid's life fall apart in a few seconds? Lost control of his car when he and his best friend were driving to Taco Bell at night. He came out of it with a fractured collarbone, his friend died on the spot. He was really close with his friend's parents too, and vice versa. He made a few posts on Facebook on how he was an idiot and how sorry he was. The dead friend's sister and parents made it very clear that they didn't blame him. It was winter, black ice, and he was 100% sober. Before he was, like, a stereotypical popular dude, but in the wholesome way. Dropped out of school and became addicted to painkillers. Don't know what happened to him afterwards, but it was just sad for everyone. These are the ones that hurt the most, because the person who lived was 100% not at fault for it, but they can't come to terms with that fact and put it all on themselves. One girl during my school years was walking with her BF in her neighborhood when a guy driving a bit too fast clipped her and killed her on impact, and the BF was perfectly fine. The BF couldn't live with that and got hard into drugs after that. It was rough to see. Survivor's guilt, they call it. Always a tragedy. I saw my best friend from school, 26 at the time, and another friend get shot and killed in an armed robbery. I have had this for the past 20 years and revisit the scene often in my head and wonder if / what I could have done different for a better outcome. His father said to me, "Why could it not have rather been me?" When he had an affair with his best friend's mom, dad died a few years before, and they got caught, so the mom got arrested for sex with a minor. The friend had to go live with other family with her younger siblings. Edit, it was statutory rape, he was 17. His dad died. It was really shiny. Before that he was popular, but also smart, motivated, a great athlete, and actually a great guy and person. As much as you can be till you're 15. Then his dad died right before he was going to have a football game, heart attack in the shower before they were gonna leave for it. We heard about it later, and basically, from there, everything seemed to decline. He became angry, as you could expect, and I think looking back you'd expect a decline in everything at first. But he just spiraled deeper and deeper. We didn't see him for a while. When I did catch up with him later in high school, he'd been so into drugs his brain literally seemed fried. It was sad for every reason. Her mom was diagnosed with dozens of brain tumors the beginning of our senior year, and died before Christmas. Girl went from stable, well-off and beautiful to a wreck, then off the map. After that, we lost 4 students violently, including 2 sisters stabbed by their stepdad. Staff quit. Pretty much no one in our senior class made it in life. Suicides followed graduation. 1999 was a really tough year for our school. Edit, thanks for the awards. RIP inbox. This happened in Snoqualmie, Washington, aka Twin Peaks. I am doing okay these days, despite a rough life. Can't say the same for the classmates that I did keep up with. Ongoing trauma is that much harder to process when literally everyone around you is grieving too. No one gets a pause long enough between deaths to ever fully heal from many of them. We did our best. 1999 was a messed up year for so many people, and I don't know why. I think about that Offspring's song "Kids Aren't Alright" C/lot. What happened to the 2 other students? One was killed in a random hit and run crossing the street. Other skidded on some RR tracks in the rain and hit a tree. There was also a former student who fell down a mine shaft that year. Just a lot of tragedy. One kid on school was popular only because he liked to start shit and bully everyone. So most people were friends with him just to avoid being a victim. One day he tried that on the wrong kid, got beat up so bad to the point he started crying. Honestly, I think it was a win for the bully because it gave him a pretty good wake-up call. Became less of a bully and is now quite humble. Yeah, most people who talk a lot of shit never had the shit kicked out of them. Usually after they get their ass beat, they realize they ain't shit and become nicer people. Sometimes violence is the answer. I know a big high school bully who thought it would be funny to punch this male teacher in the teacher's back when the teacher was walking in front of the bully. He picked the wrong teacher. teacher instinctively reacted and punched the bully back. Bully went down hard. Bully got suspended and nothing else happened to him or the teacher. About 8 years later, the bully came back to the high school and asked to talk with the teacher. He actually thanked the teacher for what happened that day. Bully said to the teacher that that punch completely changed the course of his life. He was running with a rough crowd and thought he was big and bad. He thought nothing of beating people up. After the incident and getting punched by the teacher, he realized that he underestimated how quickly things change when you go up against the wrong guy. He completely changed how he approached the world, got out of trouble, got a good job, and was about to get married. And he credits that incident with changing the course of his life, punching the wrong person. Got hit by a car. Went from bully to paraplegic. She was a bully, nothing good to say about her, but that is a rough end. He ended up becoming a second-grade teacher and molested little girls in his class. Now he's in prison for an incredibly long time. As a male second-grade teacher, what the actual fuck? He was so evil. Ever since elementary school he'd been this squeaky clean overachiever. Was on all the sports team, was prom king, class valedictorian, and all this time he was this monster. I used to be an elementary school teacher and was friends with another teacher. We were pretty close, text each other jokes during meetings, hung out together, lesson planned together, etc. He won a bunch of teaching rewards and his students loved him. Turns out he would groom the girls when they were in his class and would sleep with them when they were in middle school and high school. A mom found some naked photos on her daughter's phone and took it to the police, and it turned out he did it to a lot of girls, ages 12 plus. I thought it was a misunderstanding at first, but with the proof that came out, you can't deny it. He's in jail for a while because he videotaped a lot of the incidences. You think you know someone? Blesh, cool kid from my school got caught trying to take his lifelong best friend 11-year-old daughter's virginity. He spent months grooming her via text message before her mother saw a message from him with his intentions clearly spelled out. She hogtied him when he came to her house, called the police with the proof, and the mom ended up going to jail. The whole event was broadcast on FB Live, with him fully admitting to his intentions. Apparently the local PD already had a file going on him, and this sort of thing doesn't help the investigation. Which is fair enough, I guess, but it's 2 years later and that fucko is still free. He has daughters around the same age as the girl, too. Edit, okay, after a comment or two about my chosen verbiage, I didn't mean the mom went to prison, I just meant she got handcuffed and taken to the police station and I believe charged with something like unlawful detainment or something similar. Edit, I found a news article about it. The mom, her husband, the young girl's stepdad, and their other male friend were charged with assault causing bodily harm and unlawful confinement. I didn't realize the stepdad also hit him with a baseball bat and caused quite a bit of damage to the would-be rapist. Rumor went around that his parents paid a hefty amount to ignore rape allegations and keep him on the football team. Edit, no, it never ended up on the news. I'm not sure of the truth behind the rumors because my school likes to keep rumors hushed and terrorize too many kids at my school to get a single story. A kid in my high school, he wasn't super popular though. Anyway, his parents paid a girl classmate's college tuition. Edit, for the morons asking why we're talking about rape, I replied to a comment about payment for rape. She got drunk at a party at his house and he raped her. Everyone knew. One of the most popular girls in my high school had a blood clot that killed her in her sleep in the middle of the school year. Had this cliff that was really dangerous, and to keep kids away the genius locals spread around the rumor that it was haunted. Naturally the cool kids wanted to go there like all the time. Once the gang of those supposedly cool kids, 4 in total, went there and no one really knows what happened. One kid jumped to his death, the stories of the rest didn't pan out correctly. Each one had a different version. They were high. No one was jailed. But all 3 were depressed and eventually spiraled out of control. One OD'd 2 years later, one was in a car accident, drunk. And one committed suicide. That cliff is definitely haunted. There is a cliff a few towns over from me that two of my mom's distant cousins died on as teenagers. It was a brother and sister and the sister's boyfriend. The boyfriend was driving and they drove up the mountain in the middle of the night. The sister was in the passenger seat and the brother was in the seat behind her, and he got out to take a pee and never came back. The sister got out to look for him and also disappeared. Turns out the boyfriend had parked so close to the edge of the cliff that they both got out of the car and stepped right over the side, when he hit and killed a state trooper on the freeway while the trooper was out of his car trying to remove debris from the road. Holy fuck. That's such a shitty way to immediately fuck your life up forever. You ruin someone's family, your own, have to live with that guilt all because you made a mistake in a split second by accident. No one wins. These types of things are so awful, but I really do feel bad for the guy. Unless he was drunk. Fuck drunk drivers. Thanks for watching another episode of Today on Reddit. Remember to like and sub for more content and share your stories in the comments below.